These usually peaceful animals can become aggressive. As the fight intensifies, one of the bulls is cut underneath the eye. The males use their heavy skulls as clubs. Then, a rare turn of events.
Where's the lucky female? That's knocked out.
These two male leopards have been eyeing each other for days. The younger one, in the front, wants to take over the older one's territory. A male's domain overlaps with several females, so there's more at stake here than just territory.
It sounded like taking bubble wrap and popping it from the nails going through each other's skin.
This is the fight where these guys are going to kill each other right here.
And I think very soon after the fight started, the younger guy thought that he bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah, the old guy's standing up there.
The animals become so exhausted, they rest side by side, but neither will give up.
They're both risking permanent damage to themselves.
After 30 minutes, the older male gets the younger leopard's skull in a vice-like bite. It's the final blow.
They separated, they moved apart, they lay about 5 meters apart from each other. The older guy got up again, walked around to the front of him and lay down, showing how big he was, still growling. The younger guy lost his eye. I think one of the canines of the older guy went through the top of his eyelid and pierced his eye, so he's blind today.
It's a huge price to pay for a fight he ultimately lost.
He ran into a tree that had a nice fork in it, and he held himself up in the fork of the tree. His paws, he was starting to shake, and he was looking for a place to jump down. But as he jumped down, he landed right in the middle of the buffalo. They started beating him, they started thrashing him in the air, and as he got on the ground, they were just pushing their horns into him. The lion had been hit numerous times by these buffalo. He was actually lying flat on the ground. I thought he was dead, and then he kind of looked with one eye open, and at the same time, a buffalo came from behind and hit him on the backside, and with the momentum, it lifted him up. He ran away. The buffalo ran right after him, and we were then tailing both of them, and we managed to see him escape, which was absolutely incredible.
Out to the river, and there I saw the fight of the titans.
One male has intruded on the other's territory and finds himself locked in a death roll.
We were in a very dry season. It was only happened. This fight was over 3 days. It's crazy. And in the end, one crocodile was eaten up by the others. It's a poor luck of a wildlife filmmaker. When two males come together, it's incredible.
The one appeared to be stronger and fitter than the other one, and far more aggressive. The weaker of the two would keep turning around and trying to run away, and the more aggressive rhino would run up behind him and literally lift him right off the ground with his horn.
The horn is made of compressed keratin fibers, the same material found in fingernails and hair. Yet it can lift more than 3 tons and inflict deadly wounds.
The rear end of the victim was very punctured and bleeding from the amount of times he had been rammed.
These fights usually end when one of the rhinos retreats. But in this case, the more aggressive rhino won't allow the weaker one to quit. It may end up being a fight to the death.
Another lion came in and savaged it on its hindquarters. You could hear bones cracking and tearing flesh. One thing that struck us was the hatred, that intense hatred that lions have for hyena. They really dislike them immensely.
This has been a traumatic social interaction between the lions and the hyenas. The stresses and the strains and the sort of anxiety were probably being expressed. This is competition at its highest point.
Hyenas often kill lions' offspring, and vice versa. So the lioness uses this as a teaching opportunity.
2 cubs started playing with the hyena, mock attacking it.
The dogs are from rival packs, and in the midst of a turf war.
They caught hold of that one dog and they were pulling at him, they were growling.
While some attackers lunge for the victim's throat, others bite him from behind.
The skin on the back, especially the legs, they had ripped it off. It was bloody. I really thought he was finished. The lady in back, she said, "Oh, is he still all right? Is he still all right?"
Most think he's already dead. But they're wrong. Cheetahs stick together. The males, usually brothers, live together in what are called coalitions. 2 coalitions, a pair of brothers from the north and one from the south, stare each other down over a shared boundary. The sides are evenly matched, making the fight even more intense. Lions usually enter water as a last resort. But they're good swimmers, able to cross rivers and large bodies of water.
Then bring outside the water, doesn't pull out the water.
Lionesses do share kills with their pride, but not always willingly.
All the female lions just run in the water and start fighting.
Ultimately, she's outnumbered, and the meal becomes a family affair.